I already know what you're thinking, and I already know what some people are typing. Florida Maquis, the title said Antarctica, yet the first thing I'm looking at is a girl in a bikini. How can those two things possibly be tied together? Well, believe it or not, that is the case. And it actually has directly to do with you guys, not me. I've done 250 videos on Antarctica since 2018. And there's one that I did this year. It is by far the most popular one I've done this year. And it has directly to do with this girl. Now, we're going to cover that here in a couple minutes. But I need to address something more important. There's been a lot of pushback about me selling masks, that somehow I'm giving in to tyranny and all this nonsense. Guys, people have jobs. People can't just, especially in the current economy, just up and quit their jobs because their boss says they have to wear a mask. You think I agreed with every order I got in the military? Think I agreed with every order my boss gave me when I had one? Sometimes you just do what you got to do. You improvise, you adapt, you overcome. Now, I'm very blessed, very thankful to live in a county that doesn't have a mask mandate, and I'm in a state that doesn't have one. But some folks don't have that luxury. These masks give them an option to comply, keep their job, and still make a statement. The one in the upper left, my personal favorite, hasn't gone as fast as I thought it would, but the one in the upper right, people are buying those up like hotcakes. Created a whole line of masks and apparel just for women that have the Bless Your Heart statement on it, the promotion of Donald Trump 2020, especially in the current political climate. That's definitely enough to tweak a few people. But most recently, by request, I created a fourth design that has the Auxilium Meum Domino, which is Latin for the Lord is my protector. And you can get that one too. And I will, of course, put all the links down in the first pinned comment. So don't judge people who are wearing masks. Some of them may not want to. Some of them may not have a choice. They have to go to work. It's what their boss says they have to do. You don't act like the spoiled, rotten Amazon driver who just decided to abandon his van. You make the right, mature decision, and you do what you got to do. Also, just as a case in point, this article, this story should be getting a lot more play, and it's not. How can one person in a relationship like this, where I guess I have to imagine that they're probably intimate, they're dating, they're a couple, they've been a couple for a long time, how can one person have quote-unquote COVID-19? Apparently, for those of you who haven't heard, Kimberly Guilfoyle, the former Fox News host, tested positive, but her beau, Donald Trump Jr., didn't. I don't know how that's possible, and if that's possible, clearly a mask is worthless. Later on today at Patreon, we're going to continue to go down the road of how to defeat Black Lives Matter and give you more keys to that. But back to the topic at hand. March 1, 2020, was doing videos on Antarctica just like normal. This particular one covered 4 or 5 different things. This wasn't even, to my mind anyway, the best find from this video. But for some reason, 182,000 views later, something strange happened. And I couldn't explain it. I couldn't explain it until I saw this picture. You see, there was this obscure network called Freeform. And there was a series called Siren. And the main character, the main mermaid, or whatever you want to call her, is an actress by the name of Elaine Powell. This is her here in the middle. And as you can see, she has the build of a bikini model. Now, I had to put the two and two together. And let me see if I can find the right image. Here it is. You see, right about that time, Siren, the show, was premiering, I believe, its 4th season. And just so coincidentally, I did this video, stock image on the left of a random illustrated mermaid, and what I had found in Antarctica. Those two things coincided together in a way, because people were searching mermaid, people were searching for female actress, all this kind of stuff. And my video got caught up in the hype. And that's why there was 182,000 views. Even though, when I found this skull, which to my mind is literally perfect, totally intact, all of the structures are there. You can see the cranial ridges. You can see the brow ridge right here. You can see the nose. You can see the eye holes. You can even see in the inverted image and also over here what look like teeth in the mouth. The jawbone it's all the structures are there. This video where I discovered this, I thought for sure, man, this one's going to get huge play. People are going to see this. They're going to share it. It's going to go everywhere. No play. Nobody cared. Nobody cared. Same thing with this. I thought this was a great example of what looks like some collapsed statuary. The cannon, you can even see, has the reinforced muzzle. This is a cannon, and this is some head from a statue. The reinforced muzzle that they had to create when they cast these cannons, these ship cannons years ago, to keep the muzzle from blowing apart. And over here, once again, you have now this particular character looks like they've carved some type of a helmet. Perhaps this is a statue of some kind of a military figure. But once again, eyes, nose, cheekbones, mouth, chin, everything there. Comparatively speaking to what these videos used to get in 2018, nobody cared. This pyramid, literally in perfect shape, where you can even see the light, and you can see the levels, and how perfectly equidistant they are, and perfectly formed. Almost no play whatsoever. For 60 years, maybe more, people have been talking about this image of what the quote-unquote grays look like. Long necks, large black eyes, oversized heads. And I find an image of one in Antarctica, and nobody cares. Nobody watches. But if there's an actress playing a mermaid, and she's got a bikini model build, and I just so happen to put up a video that shows a shadow of something that kind of looks like it might be a mermaid, like this, 182,000 views. 182,000 views. So, add up all of my other Antarctica videos, they don't, at least this year, don't come to anywhere near that. Back in 2018, it was a different story. Now, to my mind, you know, guys, I live in Florida. Seeing girls walk around in bikinis ain't that big a thing. Not complaining, but not that big a thing. But this is a big thing. This is a huge thing. This is a world-changing thing. And you would be lucky to be able to find this article. Chile's ENAP preps testing of 10 megawatt wind farm in Antarctica region, July 6, 2020. Chilean state-owned oil company Empresa Nacional de Petróleo said it was making preparations to start testing its 10.35 megawatt Vientos Patagónicos wind farm. The three-turbine project is located north of the city of Punta Arenas in Magallanes and Chilean Antarctica, the country's southernmost region. The tests were scheduled for July 2, after which the control room and the turbines would be energized. The $22 million project was constructed in partnership with Chilean firm Pequet Energy. Once fully operating, you ready for this, guys? Viento Patagónicos will generate enough electricity to supply 15,000 households. Renewables will be 20% in that region. You see, to me, this is what makes Antarctica important. And for those of you not knowing where that is, that area, they're talking about this very southern tip of Chile. That's one of the big stopping issues to settling a place like Antarctica, is the staging that would need to occur to get people there. If you have renewable wind energy on that scale, 10 megawatt scale, that's a huge step. That is a giant step to colonizing, I shouldn't say colonizing, to settling and building up this region of Chile right here, so that expeditions can begin in earnest to set up life in Antarctica. And with the massive melt that's going on right now, guys, this is going to change the world. 80% of the world's fresh water is here. We have an area nearly the size of the continental United States, virtually unexplored. So many things could be down here. And those of you wondering about this image, it's just basically if you turn the globe upside down. This is what it would look like. It gives you a whole new perspective on what the center of the world's going to be. So, you know, all of these different finds, all of these different things, sometimes it gets frustrating. I'll be very honest with you. And, you know, maybe someday there'll be a day when men and women aren't so, you know, captivated by this, that there won't be separated showers and it won't be any big thing. But as of right now, it is. And unfortunately, that's what garners views. Maybe we'll have a Starship Troopers world someday, but as it stands right now, the only reason this year any one of my videos on Antarctica got any play was because it was tied to a mermaid that looks like this in real life. And I'll leave it there. Like, share, subscribe.